Look into my eyes. Look into my eyes. You're feeling sleepy, sleepy. And when I click my fingers, you're going to choose RE at A level. Why choose RE at A level? Firstly, RE gives you that bigger picture. That as young men and women, as young adults standing on the threshold of adulthood, RE, through studying scripture and ethics, gives you an entry point to the wider world, to a world of conflicting opinions and ideas, of conflicting sources of authority, of conflicting views about such topics as martyrdom, witness, evangelization, personal autonomy, the rights of men and women. RE gives you that bigger picture, that bigger entry to the world beyond school. We get excellent results. In RE, you develop your skills and personal capabilities. You develop the skill to read and think critically, to present logically and coherently, of being able to empathize and sympathize with views that are diametrically opposed to yours, and yet to which you can, with conviction and integrity, argue for your own view. It is a subject that works really well with a whole range of other subjects. So if you're thinking about the humanities, theatre studies, English, history, RE is a perfect complement to them. But also, if you're thinking about the three sciences, or something like French or business studies, then RE works as a perfect fit for that third subject, knowing that with this subject, it adds strength to your application to university. It offers breadth, depth, and width to that same application. One part of the puzzle that makes up your decision to choose a subject for A level is, of course, the expectation of success. And as you can see from the two tables, the one for the AS and one for A2, you can expect to achieve really well in this subject. For the last 2 years, we have had a 100% record at A star to C at AS. And for the last 5 years on the trot, we have achieved 100% A star to C. That means every student who has sat A2 RE in the last 6 years has at least achieved a C, if not better grade in RE. Those results are testimony to the effort and diligence of our students, to the competency and professionalism of our staff. As you can see from the picture, people who have done A-level RE have gone on to university and careers in a whole range of areas, from politics, business management, medicine, law, nursing, tourism, hospitality, to study psychology and into social work, have gone on to become midwives, into town planners, into journalism, teaching, European studies, and a whole range of other topics. In fact, RE is one of those subjects that kind of goes well with any other 2 or 3 choices. Whether you go down the humanities route with English and a history alongside it, or whether you do something completely different like business studies or maths or one of the sciences, RE is an excellent third subject to tag along and to create, either in terms of the other humanities, a complementarity, or indeed with the sciences or the social sciences, something very different, giving you more options, more strings to your bow. The course is divided at AS and at A2 into the Pauline Scriptures and Acts of the Apostles and Ethics. In Pauline Letters and Acts of the Apostles, in first year, we look at the Acts of the Apostles itself. We look at its authorship, its context, its location, and reason for writing. And then we look at the beginnings of the church. We look at the event of Pentecost and its importance and significance in the growth and expansion of the church. Then we look at various aspects of Acts of the Apostles. We look at the role of Stephen, who was the first martyr of the church. We look at Cornelius, who was the first pagan Gentile to convert to the church. Then we look at the Council of Jerusalem, and we look at the conversion of St. Paul. We also look at other aspects of human experience. We look at the role of martyrdom, both in Acts of the Apostles and in the modern era. We look at the charismatic and Pentecostal movements in South America and across the world. We look at the role and relationship that we have in the 21st century to miracles and the notion of preaching and practicing in a world that is becoming more and more hostile to the Christian faith. We look at evangelism in terms of spreading the gospel in a multi-ethnic, multicultural, multi-faith context. And we look at that challenge of witnessing to religion, indeed any religion, if you will, in the 21st century. In ethics, our first term of our first year is spent looking at key ethical theories and terminology. We look at what's called the deontological approach to ethics. That is the top-down approach. And then we look at the teleological or the bottom-up approach to ethics and how each of them would be applied to modern, topical, ethical theory, ethical dilemmas, ethical relationships. We look at issues around life and death, around abortion, euthanasia. We look at bioethics and how the relationship between doctor, patient, and society works. We look at those issues of around IVF, around surrogacy, around the Human Fertilization and Embryology Authority. And we look at those developments and technologies in an ethical way. We also then look at the modern experience of ethics in comparison to those of 2,000 years ago and critically examine areas around ecology and the environment, around abortion and euthanasia, around the relationship between the individual and society, indeed the individual, God and society. If you would like to find out more information or clarification or inquire as to more detail about the A-level, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me at kdowney899 at c2ken.net, and I will be happy to try and answer any questions or queries or clarifications that you might need or have. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see your son or daughter next year at A-level RE.